There was a gym, a salon and spa, as well as a honeymoon suite. No, we're not talking about an actual hotel. Those amenities were at Jamaica Day 2016. Stick around for the details and explanation. Also in this half hour, what's the deal with Jamaica and the IMF? Epoch's latest assessment. Hi everyone, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Those and more on the other side of this break.
All the people them with a Zig V, hold up your hand. Zig V in the Caribbean territory, but we now want that virus take set pan we. So make sure send us stagnant water inside and mash up all mosquito breed inside. More hole in the tin them where you dash way and change the water in your vase every day. No litter, dispose of your garbage proper. You know them the thing that we turn drain blacker. Tour your community and tour your yard for suppress mosquito. We have figure hard dash we old tire turn over drum pan for prevention is the greatest weapon. And special shout out to pregnant ladies. Protect yourselves and protect your babies. Draw for your zapper and your mosquito spray. If you do all that we can to keep them away. For we know war Zig V.
Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for Friday, March 18. In response to the influenza A H1N1 virus, the Health Ministry has taken 2 new policy decisions which will make the flu vaccine and Tamiflu drug more available to a wider group of Jamaicans. The flu vaccine is generally ordered based on demand from the previous year, with sufficient supplies to cover frontline healthcare workers. But Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Winston Delahaye says the Health Minister has given the ministry a new mandate for the next flu season, which begins around October.
We recognize the need to cover all healthcare workers and to ensure that it's available, the flu vaccine that is, to persons in high-risk groups. And that would include the elderly, persons, women who are pregnant, children, and those with chronic illnesses like asthma, high blood pressure, diabetes.
As for the Tamiflu drug used to treat the H1N1 virus, it was previously only available through the Ministry of Health. But given the increasing number of local cases, Dr. Delahaye says the ministry has written to the pharmaceutical importer, giving them permission to also stock hospital pharmacies as well as all private pharmacies. He says the ministry is, however, only recommending the drug for persons in the high-risk groups for severe complications.
We want to really encourage the high-risk persons. If you're asthmatic and you come in with a flu, your physician now doesn't need to send you to a hospital in order to get it, which is how it was until today. But you're now able to write a prescription, and of course we expect that the pharmaceutical distributors will be bringing in more to make it more available.
Dr. Delahaye says the ministry has also increased surveillance to identify persons suspected of having the infection. And as the country records its 2nd and 3rd cases of the Zika virus, the Chief Medical Officer is assuring persons that rigorous steps are being taken to prevent an outbreak. He says the ministry has increased its fogging in areas with high rates of mosquito breeding and points out that the virology lab at the UWI has been upgraded to test for Zika, chikungunya, H1N1 and other diseases. And as the message of personal responsibility continues, the island-wide cleanup campaign dubbed Operation Mosquito Search and Destroy will be heading to Mandeville on April 2. It has already been to communities in St. Catherine and Ocherius, and Dr. Delahaye says the focus is to clear existing breeding sites and teach residents what to look for in their environs.
You know, we're making every effort, really going overboard to get our citizens involved and to understand it's about me and my environment and protecting myself.
Watch this Sunday's Jamaica magazine for more on that interview with Dr. Delahaye. In the meantime, as thousands of young people breathe a sigh of relief over the end of this year's Grade 6 Achievement Test, Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid is indicating that the Primary Exit Profile PEP examination, set to replace GSAT, will better prepare students for high school. The minister was speaking to members of the media on Thursday after meeting and encouraging Mona Heights Primary School GSAT students.
We're soon moving to the Primary Exit examination, which will be more rigorous and robust, but the advantage of that is the student will be much better prepared for the high school curriculum. So, you know, it's not just the raw numbers we're looking at. We're looking at ensuring the students are properly prepared to move on from one section of the education system to the next.
Over 39,000 grade 6 students across the island sat the two-day examinations, which were held on Thursday and Friday. Government has underscored Jamaica's commitment to the objectives of the Commonwealth to promote democracy, human rights, the rule of law, and equal opportunity for all. The declaration was made on Thursday by Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith at a commemorative ceremony to mark Commonwealth Day 2016. The day, which was actually celebrated on March 14, was held under the theme An Inclusive Commonwealth.
The idea of an inclusive Commonwealth, therefore, encourages us to do more to promote tolerance and mutual understanding, and to make every effort to create a world where the unique contribution of every human being to the development of society is recognized and encouraged.
The Commonwealth is an association of 53 independent states, most of which are former colonies of the United Kingdom. And finally, a section of the Nelson Mandela Highway will be closed tonight at 10 o'clock until Sunday, March 20 at midnight. In a release, the National Works Agency, NWA, says the closure is to facilitate pipe-laying works for the connection of a sewage main and water pipe across the roadway. This will be done in the section between the Highway 2000 overpass and the Ferry Police Station. Vehicular traffic will be diverted onto newly constructed carriageways adjacent to the highway to minimize disruption to traffic flow. The NWA is advising motorists to proceed with caution and heed posted warning signs. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
That's the old way of doing things. Introducing Government of Jamaica Electronic Procurement, a speedy, transparent and accessible online method used to bid for government contracts. Contact the Ministry of Finance and Planning for more information.
How has Jamaica been performing under the program with the IMF? Have we been meeting the targets? An update from the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC.
The Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, under the co-chairmanship of Richard Biles and Bank of Jamaica Governor Brian Winter, has been keenly monitoring Jamaica's progress under the Extended Fund Facility with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. So outstanding is their performance that the new Finance Minister, Audley Shaw, has given the team the green light to continue their operations. With that stamp of approval, EPOC continues to update the country on what's being done to meet the IMF targets. At its monthly briefing in March, EPOC said Jamaica's net international reserves at the end of February was in a healthy position, $2.2 billion. That's $600 million ahead of target. Tax revenues at the end of January was also ahead of target by $3.8 billion. It was budgeted at $319.6 billion, but $323.4 billion was collected. The best performers: tax on interest, company, special consumption, and general consumption taxes. However, customs duty, tax on dividends, and telephone tax did not live up to expectations. Even though tax revenue did well overall, as at February,
what we see is that the total revenues are short $1 billion. And that's not because of taxes. Taxes are actually doing quite well. But the grants lag, by 3.2 billion, and the bauxite levy lags by 2 billion.
This has contributed to the primary balance, the difference between tax revenues and expenditure, excluding debt payments, recording a shortfall of $1.6 billion. Nonetheless, EPOC is optimistic that the country will meet the primary balance target.
Especially since the Minister of Finance has given us the assurance that in February they pull back on the expenditure. So I expect that the small 1.6 difference between the primary balance, actual and budget, will not be a problem for us.
Expenditure as at January was $1.6 billion more than budgeted.
Largely contributed by the overspend on wages, which arises from the negotiations that were concluded a couple of months ago, but also on programs, which is everything else that government spends money on. They're over by $2.3 billion.
Since expenditure was curtailed in February, when the figures are released, they should be more in line with the budgeted amount. EPOC also shared other pieces of good news for Jamaica's economy. The country's trade deficit decreased by 12.2% for the January to November 2015 period.
Largely, the trade gap is being closed by the price of oil and the importation of food being less than before.
Between January and November 2015, total remittance inflows to Jamaica also increased by 3.2% over the same period in 2014. The government of Jamaica remains committed to meeting its obligations with the IMF.
To ensure that we continue on the path in terms of the IMF program that we're under, there are goals that we have to meet, there are targets, and our plan is to meet each and every one of those. But alongside that, as we've always said, we have to have a robust growth agenda in Jamaica.
The efforts of this administration to spur growth, I think, is welcomed, and we certainly hope that it bears a fruit that I think every Jamaican wants to see it do.
Tax Administration Jamaica is working to serve you even better. Have you used the upgraded electronic service Raise 2? Through this online platform, you can check statement balances, start the application process for a taxpayer registration number, file income tax returns, and much more. No lines, no hassle. It's just a click away.
I like the system, and it is very, very, very good.
I find it user-friendly.
Log on to jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 1-888-TAX-HELP for details. Use Raise 2 and experience the upgrade.
The children have been enjoying the school year so far, not true? Apart from traditional academic subjects like mathematics and English language, and technical and vocational subjects like, let's say, electrical engineering, they have been soaking up that which makes us uniquely Jamaican. A combination of fun and knowledge characterized Jamaica Day celebrations 2016. As you'll see next, it wasn't totally the traditional celebrations at the national event in St. Mary.
This is the land of my birth. I said this is the land of my birth. I said this is Jamaica, my Jamaica.
Oh, the sights, the colors, the food. It was all things jammed on the annual celebration of Jamaica Day. The theme, Celebrating Jamaica, Promoting the Arts. The Ministry of Education declared a greater focus on the cultural and creative industries, showcasing the skills, talent, and aptitude of the Jamaican people.
Today is the day when we begin to engender in our students and the nation the recognition of the cultural and creative industries as being among the fastest growing economic drivers in Jamaica.
The center of all the Jamaica Day activities was a technical high school in St. Mary.
Welcome to the Richmond Valley Resort and Spa. Well, actually, it's the St. Mary Technical High School, but it has been transformed into a hotel for the Jamaica Day National Celebrations 2016.
Welcome to Richmond Valley Spa and Resorts. Please, can you sign our guest list?
All nations have their celebration, and every nation has an inspiration. This is the time for a happy meditation.
Created in a spirit of romance, sweet and fill us so excited. exotic, so opulent, so decadently romantic. The Richmond Valley Resort and Spa has named this the Bird's Nest.
We're gonna get funky.
This area is the on-lamp yoga and gym. This is where they do physical activity, workout, get your body fit.
There was even a spa and salon run by the cosmetology students, and a gaming lounge known as the Palladium. Of course, we can't forget the scrumptious 3-course meals prepared by the food and agro-processing students and served to guests at the resort. Such creativity.
It's all about serving drinks and how to interact with customers, guests, and it's called agro-food processing because we process whatever is planted at the farm.
We want to encourage the creative and entrepreneurial spirits of our people. We have chosen St. Mary Technical because it is one of the technical high schools across the country. It signals our emphasis on technical vocational education.
We are skilled in the performing arts, we are skilled in the creative arts. We have electrical installation, we have driver's ed, we have clothing and textile, we have all the skills because we are a STEM academy and we are a technical high school in the full sense of a technical high school. Skill is important. Skill is money, skill is power.
And some of the other skills showcased on Jamaica Day flowed from the technical work of students who make furniture and other items.
From grade 9 coming up with, we have been making saving box, picture frame. Grade 11 we did, as you can see, bedside table and quite other few things. Instead of you going to a store to buy an item, you can design it your way. Anything you want, you can, like this bedside table. This is made out of Mao, and this is my friend's work. He designed everything on it. And if you were going to go to the store and buy something like this, maybe you wouldn't get everything how you want it.
I can do the hair, I can do manicure, pedicure. That's why I choose the subject cosmetology. This society, you actually need money. And getting a skill, you can get a job to provide for your basic needs actually. That's how important getting a skill is.
Our Jamaican students shining bright, showcasing their creative prowess, showcasing why we as Jamaicans are simply the best.
You mean you go to America and spend 6 whole months there and come back not a piece better than how you did go, eh? That excerpt from Louise Bennett's No Little Twang can never get stale. Miss Lou and other women have been instrumental in shaping Jamaica's arts and popular culture. They are trailblazers, pace-setters, individuals who molded and crafted a concoction of ideas and talents that serve up mouth-watering delights on any main course. Jamaican women have been leading the way in all areas of national life, including the arts. Holding pride of place among them is the late cultural icon Louise Bennett Coverley. Miss Lou, as she was affectionately called, was a poet, broadcaster, folklorist, writer and educator. She pioneered the use of patois in literature.
Philosophy sounds like a big word now, but that's what we have in our proverbs. Great philosophy, like cotton tree tumble down, dog jump over it.
Another paragon among Jamaica's art elite was sculptor and educator Edna Manley. She paved the way for the explosion of Jamaica's modern art movement. Manley not only co-founded but also taught at the Jamaica School of Art, now named in her honor, the premier school in the Caribbean for the teaching of visual and performing arts. Ivy Baxter is another of Jamaica's unforgettable women of the arts. She is widely considered to be the mother of the creative dance movement in Jamaica. Baxter was an educator and founder of the Ivy Baxter Creative Dance Group, which produced other noted dancers such as the late Rex Nettleford. Researcher, social anthropologist, ethnomusicologist and folklorist, Dr. Olive Lewin pioneered the preservation of the island's folk songs through recordings. She also formed the Jamaica Folk Singers. And helping to lead the charge across the stage has been actress, author, broadcaster, and educator Leonie Forbes. Contemporary women have also been blazing trails of their own. Women like dancehall gospel artist Marion Hall, the first Jamaican female to win a Grammy Award. Author, historian, and social scientist Dr. Erna Brodber. Poet and author Lorna Goodison. Sculptor and set designer Lorna Facey Cooper. And musicologist, singer, pianist, and percussionist Marjorie Wiley. Jamaica's women have also been leaving their mark and breaking barriers in popular culture. In 1963, Carol Joan Crawford became Jamaica's first Miss World winner. In 1985, Althea Leng became the first Jamaican to cover an international magazine when she graced Essence. By 1998, Jodie Ann Maxwell grabbed headlines when she became the first non-American to the Scripps National Spelling Bee. And in 2007, Zara Redwood won the Miss Jamaica Universe competition, becoming the first Rastafarian to represent the island in an international beauty competition. Jamaican women, influential in all spheres of national life. Save the date, Friday, April 8, 2016. That's the deadline for persons to apply for the Governor-General's Achievement Awards. To qualify, you must be a Jamaican citizen from humble beginnings who is making a valuable contribution to your community. Visit kingshouse.gov.jm for details. Until you get a chance to do further reading, we take a trip down memory lane. Here's some additional information on the awards and testimonials from previous recipients.
Nobody can tell you what tomorrow brings, so live your life today.
I'm used to being ridiculed and to being told that you're not going to be anything good, you're not coming to be anything worthwhile in life.
It don't matter where you're coming from, it's where you're going, you know, you have to keep at it, just study hard. You'll reap the rewards at the end, just focus on study, you know.
I just feel like when the Almighty bless you, you must try and bless some other people.
Just make it the best and best.
They are but three of more than 400 persons who have been recognized, celebrated, rewarded, and awarded for a life in service to others. How? Through the Governor-General's Achievement Awards program. The Governor-General's Achievement Awards program began in 1991. It continues to recognize persons from humble beginnings who have contributed positively to community and national development. The program has been maintained through the tenure of three Governors-General, Their Excellencies Sir Howard Cook, Sir Kenneth Hall, and now Sir Patrick Allen.
The Governor-General Achievement Award is one of these programs through which the Governor-General fulfills that social commitment to the nation. I think it's important because individuals need affirmation and support and recognition for the work they are doing and strengthen their hands in labor because the work they're doing is voluntary.
I try to work along with young persons to tell them that if I could make it, they can make it too, and that all is not lost. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. He's one of my students that I worked with while I was at the Runaway Bay Hart Hotel and Trading Institute.
The Governor-General's Achievement Award consists of 4 categories. For the young adults, there's the Youth Award of Excellence, given to those between ages 18 and 24.
We're trying to identify young persons who have achieved much in terms of academic achievement, their own career development, shown leadership, while at the same time doing community work.
Those between ages 25 and 35 are recognized with the Award of Excellence. There's also the Achievement Award for persons over 35 years.
Individuals who have really achieved much given their difficult circumstances, and individuals who have contributed much to their community.
And the Jamaican Diaspora Award of Excellence is given to Jamaicans living in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States of America. These individuals should contribute to communities in Jamaica while doing voluntary work in their home country.
So the people that I've been working with over the years are
old people, for argument's sake, people in the twilights of their lives that really need the kind of support. Young people, kids that can't really get that's not getting the kind of support to either go to school or wherever they need to go.
So how does the selection process work? Each parish has a committee that's chaired by the custos. The committee then invites nominations from interested parties within each category.
We now judge on the criteria that we have, and marks are awarded with the majority going to your community involvement.
Once we have narrowed down, have a short list of the nominees, we invite them to a final interview meeting, and just to go over and review the information that we have, because we try to aim for transparency.
One individual is then selected for each category from each of the 14 parishes. The parishes in each county then come together for a grand awards ceremony. 14 parish recipients in the corresponding categories, 3 counties, 3 award ceremonies. Individuals are presented with a citation and a plaque from His Excellency the Governor-General. Plaques and citations are also presented every 2 years at the Diaspora Conference to the recipients of the Jamaican Diaspora Award of Excellence. 3 local award ceremonies are followed by a pinning ceremony at King's House.
That's where they receive the pin, and that's usually pinned by the wife of the Governor-General.
Symbolizing national pride, national responsibility, individual excellence, contributing to the growth and development of Jamaica. This pin can be worn at any time by the awardees. They're commissioned to encourage, inspire, and motivate their fellow men, while exhibiting qualities that can be emulated.
So when they go back to their respective communities and when they're functioning there as a Governor-General Achievement Awardee, I think they carry a better sense of prestige. Not that it is about the prestige, but it is about the affirmation that they get and the desire to do more.
It even gives you the oomph to do more than you can actually do.
The Governor-General's Achievement Awards program continues to grow from strength to strength. Strategies may change over time, but the principles remain. The sponsors, a critical component to the staging of the annual event, continue to offer their support.
It absolutely gives us great pleasure to see that people are recognized for the hard work that they do, and certainly the people that surround them and the people that have benefited from them. It is just a pleasurable experience to see it.
Regardless of where you're coming from.
Let somebody smile, you know, give somebody a glass of water.
People who haven't reached giving yet, hurry up, you know. Someone out there is in need and really would do well with the assistance.
So what we're actually saying to them is thank you for what you have been doing to build the nation. If that is not worth thanking someone for, well, I don't know what then is worthy of thanks.
And that's where we have to leave you for this Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. Check out additional programs on our YouTube channel, Watch JIS. You can also keep up to date with the latest information via our website or on social media. I am Adrian Atkinson, and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.